All right, everybody, welcome in. This is the first episode of From Baltimore to Orono. Before I start today's episode, I wanted to share some details about myself. I've been watching college basketball since I was 8 years old, which was back in 2008. So this will be my 17th year of watching college basketball and my first year of covering college basketball on a podcast. I've always been super passionate about sports, especially basketball, to the point, on the weekends, on Saturdays, during football season, college football season, I'm staying home, I'm watching all the games. Same with college basketball, I'm watching all the games from noon time until 1 a.m. It's just what I did every Saturday. Probably missed out on a lot of good times with friends, but I also watched a lot of great games over those years. I've always wanted to have a platform, to shoot off my sports takes. So I thought starting a podcast about the American East Conference would be a great start. I live in Maine, so I've always been close to the conference. I've always kept up with it. I wouldn't say I'm an expert in the conference at all, but, living here in Maine, just keeping up with it, how the homeschool is going to do. I've paid attention to it over at least the last 10 seasons of me being a fan of college basketball. So I'm hoping, by the end of this season, hoping to become an expert, hoping that some random Joe can comment or come up to me and say, hey, who's the 11th person off the bench for NJIT? And I can, rattle off their whole roster, no problem, without even having to look it up. So that's definitely a goal of mine, to become super knowledgeable about the American East Conference, where we're to the point where my friends are telling me, please shut the hell up about talking about the American East Conference. So another thing before I get into today's episode is the schedule going forward for this show is I'm planning it to be during the off season. I want it to be every Monday. I got a bunch of lists I want to break down about the conference. And then once the season starts, I'm planning on doing Mondays and Fridays. Mondays episodes would be breaking down how the weekend before went, all the games in the conference, and then would be previewing all the games for the week. And then Friday's episode would just be breaking down all the games that happened during the week, and then previewing the games during the weekends. And hopefully, before the season ends, I can get guests on here. I get people from the conference, reporters, coaches, players. I've already got two people so far, a former player that played in the conference, and then a reporter that covers this conference, saying that they want to come on the pod. So I'm very grateful for that. More goals for the show. As of right now, I'm sitting in my garage in a recliner, holding my iPhone as close as I can, so the audio sounds good. So definitely a goal is to buy a microphone. Another goal is to buy a camera. That way I can make this podcast also be on video. Another goal, have a coach that's currently coaching in the conference to come on as a guest. Have a player that's currently playing in the conference come on as guests. Former players, former coaches. And then YouTube, I want to have 100 subscribers before the season's over. I want to have 50 daily listeners or 50 monthly listeners on Spotify, 50 listeners on Apple Podcasts whenever I figure that out, 100 followers on Twitter, 100 followers on Instagram, maybe 100 followers on Facebook, maybe make a Facebook page with this. But yeah, those are some of the goals. So now it's time to get into what this episode is about. It's ranking each team's home court, and how hard it is to play at their home court. So let's get into the episode. All right, before I get into the list, I just want to say, as of right now, episode 1, I'm still learning about this conference every day. So I'm definitely no expert. So you could definitely disagree with this list if you're a diehard American East Conference fan. Maybe I rank a team, you're thinking, what the hell? Does this guy even fucking know basketball? So bear with me. I'm hoping by, episode 10, this becomes a lot easier. I know a lot more about the conference. If episode 10, I'm still giving off takes where it's like, this guy does not know what he's talking about, then definitely unsubscribe from the podcast then. But anyway, coming in at number 9, there's 9 teams in the conference, so coming in at number 9, the easiest place to play, in my opinion, in this conference. Sorry to all the fans that are listening, but number 9 is NJIT. They play at the Wellness and Event Center. That's another thing that might have put you last. What a terrible name for a home arena. Not sure who named it. Not sure the reasoning of it, so I don't want to go too far into it just in case there's like a sentimental meaning for it. But the Wellness and Event Center, it sounds like I'm going to like a mental health. I'm going to like a mental health retreat somewhere, and the Wellness and Event Center is where we play basketball, or like Foursquare or something like that. But anyway, I've based it off the last 10 years since 2015, what their record has been. They 84-69, 54.9 winning percentage at their home court, so I'll give them 55. But since COVID, they're 22-33. Their big win last year at home was against Navy, which, America East team winning against a team like Navy, Army, Navy and Army not known for basketball, but, getting an American East team to win against a team like that, I consider that a big win. But people could I can't speak. People could disagree with that take from me. But anyway, coming in at number 8, the next team on the list, based off the record over the last 10 years, NJIT fans are probably saying, why the hell aren't they last? But I'm really moved them above NJIT just based off how they've been since COVID. But number 8, we got Binghamton. I'm hopefully saying that right. If you're a fan of that team or went to that school, comment down below. Call me an idiot. Say, why the hell are you announcing that team like that? But Binghamton, number 8, they play at the Event Center, which is pretty much the same exact thing as NJIT. Just took out the Wellness, so we're playing at the Event Center. Another terrible name. We got to change that name of that home arena. But 32-23 since COVID. See, that's not too bad. Not too bad. Definitely better than NJIT in the last few seasons since COVID. But their big wins last year was against Vermont, which is tough to beat. Vermont, great team. And they also beat UMaine at home last year, which was a big win. Coming in next at number 7. So if this list was based from like 2015 to 2021, they would definitely be ranked a lot higher. But coming in at number 7, we have Albany playing at the Broadview Center. They last 10 seasons, 91-58 at home, 61 winning percentage. But they're 23-26 since COVID. They've been kind of struggling lately playing at home. Their big win last year at home was against UMaine. Stuff I've been reading about them heading into this season, it looks like they will definitely improve. But as of right now, I have them at number 7 on the list. All right, coming in at number 6, I would argue this team, them and Vermont, I would say are like the most famous teams. When I say like famous, I mean like you ask any average Joe, like, hey, have you ever heard of this team? I would say yes, people would know this team just based off that they were the first number 16 seed to upset a number 1 in March Madness, and that is UMBC out of Baltimore. They play at the Chesapeake Employers Insurance Arena. Once again, just not a fan of that arena name at all. They got a 60.4 winning percentage in the last 10 years at home, 101 wins, 66 losses. They are 38-26 since COVID, but really going through their schedule last season, I didn't count any big wins at home. They lost pretty much every big game they could have won at home. So that's why they're coming in at number 6 on the list. Coming in at number 5, we have the University of New Hampshire. They play at the Lundhold Gym. I'm not going to criticize that name because if I had to guess, it's about someone that went to that school or, did a lot for that school. So I'm not going to criticize that just in case whoever that person is. They have a 63.4 winning percentage at home in the last 10 seasons, 97 and 56. Since COVID, they are 36 and 20. So that is definitely one of the better records compared to other teams since COVID. And their big win last year was against UMass Lowell at home. UMass Lowell was really good last season. So that was a big win last year. Coming in at number 4, might take some shit from the New Hampshire fans for ranking them better than New Hampshire. But coming in at number 4, I'm only basing this off where they play currently, and that's at the Pit. We are talking about the University of Maine Black Bears. Last 10 seasons at the Pit, they're 23 and 9, 72% winning percentage. Since COVID, that's 22 and 7. They just recently started playing there as their main home court. They used to play at the Cross Insurance Center. And if anyone that lives in Maine could tell you, just was never a good fit for Maine games there. They play, the school is in Orono. The Cross Center's in Bangor. Orono to Bangor, it's about a 10 to 20 minute drive from the campus. So already there's that. And, not totally sure, but I'm pretty sure they never sold out once when playing at the Cross Center. And also, being from Maine, I can tell you guaranteed, the high school tournament, the high school basketball tournament that happens there every year, I would say definitely gets a lot more fans than the actual Maine home games when they used to play there. I mean, the one tournament game I played there, I could argue probably had more fans than probably, I would say, 60% of Maine games there, maybe even higher percentage than that. But now they play at the Pit. If anyone's been to the Pit, I'm sure any opposing team, someone that's played against Maine at the Pit, can tell you it is hell to play there. It's loud. Hosting a home playoff game there last year, or a home tournament game there last year, it gets super loud in that gym. Love the name of it too. The Pit. Might be a little bit biased there when I say that, but definitely a tough place to play. Their big wins there last year were against UMass Lowell twice, and especially they beat them on senior night, and then they beat them in the America East tournament. So that's 2 huge wins at home against the same team. UMass Lowell, very good team last season. All right, coming in at number 3, we have UMass Lowell. They are 99 and 55 in the last 10 seasons, 64.2 winning percentage, 7 losses there in the last 3 seasons. They went 17 and 0 at home in the 2022-23 season, 51 and 13 since COVID. Their big win last year was against a former America East tournament or America East Conference team, and that was against Boston University. What I've heard from some players that I've spoken to, UMass Lowell has become a very tough place to play in the last couple seasons. You definitely don't want to be the team going in there, the away team going in there when you are trying to advance in the America East tournament. Let's just leave it at that. And then number 2, we got the defending America East Conference champions. We have the Bryant Bulldogs. They play at the Chase Athletic Center. They're 96 and 54 in the last 10 seasons. That's a 64 winning percentage. Since COVID, they are 46 and 11. And their big wins last year, I wrote down all of the America East tournament. They won against UMBC, Albany, and then they beat the Maine Black Bears. Their team's going to look very different going into this season. They have a new head coach. I'm pretty certain they're not returning any starters from last year. Totally different looking ball club, but with how hard it is to play there, even if they're not good this season, they're going to win some games that are they shouldn't win, let's just say that. All right, now coming in at number 1, if you had the list of the schools in the conference, you can already guess who it is, but if you've also paid attention to the conference this last 10 seasons, you could already predict who it was before I even started the list. And that is number 1, we have Vermont. They have only lost 23 times there in the last 10 seasons, which is crazy to think about because some of these schools have lost more since COVID, since 2021-22 season, than Vermont has since the 2014-2015 season. That's a crazy stat right there. They play at the Patrick Gymnasium. They are 58-4 since COVID, 16-0 in the 2021-22 season, and they've had multiple seasons where they've only lost there one time during the whole season. Their big win last year was against Miami, Ohio, out of the MAC conference. That's a huge win for America East School. Vermont, they're always there. They're always going to be in the top 3 in the conference. We've had multiple coaches, multiple players, reporters tell me it's easily the most toughest school to play at in the conference. The fans are passionate. A lot of people said they're respectful, but they're passionate. And, based off what I know about Vermont, the state of Vermont, not the school, it just doesn't seem like there's a whole lot to do there. So why not go to a basketball game? Why not go to a basketball game and be super, super loud? Patrick Gymnasium, toughest place to play. Vermont surprisingly did not win the conference last year. Wouldn't be shocked if they won it this year. But that is the list. We got Vermont number 1, Bryant number 2, UMass Lowell number 3, UMaine number 4, New Hampshire number 5, UMBC number 6, Albany number 7, Binghamton number 8, and last NJIT coming in at number 9. So that's the list of the toughest schools to play at in the conference, or the easiest. And leave your comments down below if you agree with the list, what you would change. Is it a perfect list, or did I get it totally wrong? I will say though, number 1, no matter who you are, number 1 has to be Vermont. It's the toughest place to play, according to the people that actually have played there. So I took the people's opinions of people that have played there or coached there into account for making this list. So Vermont only losing there 23 times in the last 10 seasons. Just a crazy stat. So that's the list right there. So now to end the episode, I just wanted to say thank you guys for listening to the episode. It's the first ever one of many to come. I'm going to get a lot better at this right now. I'm a newbie to podcasts, so I'm still nervous, but as the time goes on, I'm going to get better at this. It's going to be a learning process about this conference. I can't even speak right now, but I'm going to become better at being knowledgeable at this conference. Next episode coming in next Monday, we have the top 10 players in the conference. So I'm going to do a lot of research going into it. I might have one bias pick with one certain recruit that is the highest rated recruit going into UMaine, a 3-star recruit. His brother just got drafted number 1 in the NBA. So I think that gives you a hint. I'm not sure where I'm going to rank him yet, but let's just say he is definitely going to be in that top 10 list. So I just wanted to say thank you guys once again for listening. This podcast, just think of it right now. It's me talking into my iPhone. My goal is, before the end of this season, It'll be professional setup. I get a microphone. I get a camera. We got a good setup. I'll have a whiteboard. I'll be drawing plays. I'll be breaking down footage. There's a lot more to come. So stick with this podcast. Stick with this podcast. If you're a diehard college basketball fan like me, stick with this podcast, and it will get a lot better from here. So once again, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe, to like the episode on Spotify. Make sure to like the episode, download the episode, follow the podcast. Make sure to go follow it on Twitter. Right now we got it's just on Twitter right now, From Baltimore to Orono. We're on YouTube, From Baltimore to Orono. Soon I'll be making the Instagram page, and I haven't decided if I wanted to make a Facebook page of it or not. I'm not sure if anybody really still uses Facebook in the year 2025. But thank you guys for listening, and have a great one, and I'll be back next Monday. So have a good one. This was episode 1 of From Baltimore to Orono.